Social media and getting real estate leads. We've got so many opportunities. We've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Oh my. We've got LinkedIn, Twitter. What do I do? So I'm going to give you the same advice that I give my agents that I work with, and you can take it or you can leave it. But I'm going to give you some education on what to do with social media so that you can make that real estate, your social media real estate, as productive as possible. First of all, pick one social media platform to start with. I really, really strongly suggest that agents master one and then they add the other. For example, I see a lot of agents who are on Facebook. Facebook is how I built my real estate business 12 years ago, just by the way I posted and doing videos. I mean, that's been a long time, but it's still as valid today as it was then. Then I like Instagram as kind of a backup, right? But Facebook is my main platform. Yours might be different, and that's okay. But you want to pick one and you want to master it. When I say master it, what do I mean? Well, what is your goal? Your goal is to sell houses. So how do you do that? Well, you connect with people who are hyper local in your region, in your area, who are buying or selling or thinking of buying or selling. And one thing I think a lot of agents forget, who may know someone who's thinking of buying or selling. That's an important one, and we forget that, right? Just because this person, can't qualify for a house right now doesn't mean they don't have a relative or a neighbor or a best friend that can. Okay, so don't cut people off. Never judge a book by its cover is the point here. Okay, so now that you've picked your platform, what are you going to do on it? Now, I want to be really clear. We are at a time in our history where being an influencer is all the rage. She has 200,000 followers. He has 59 million followers. That's great. That's really good. But two things you got to look at. Number one, are they hyper local? A lot of times agents will have a lot of views on their videos or on their posts, and they'll think that they have, they get lots of likes, and they don't realize that it's other agents following them, right? Which is not bad because we like referrals, so that's fine. But don't be persuaded into thinking that the number of likes and comments that you get is indicative of the people you're reaching and how you're reaching them. First of all, influencers who have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers do not have all those followers local. Very rare. I mean, sure, if you're a local celebrity or of some kind, you may have a lot of local love. That's fine. But what I'm talking about in real estate is we want to focus hyper local, right? I'm going to tell you in a few minutes some of the ways that you can do that. But when you're focusing hyper local, your goal is not to be an influencer. Your goal is also not to just be an inspirer. I like to post inspiring things all the time, and lots of people like it, and I get lots of comments, and I get told all the time, oh, you're so inspiring. Inspiring is good, and it's nice, but it's not the kind of post that I'm talking about to build your real estate business. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, because if you're a nice person and you like to be inspiring, of course, do that. Put pictures of your cats, pictures of your kids, pictures of your dogs, whatever you want. But in that social media mangle, it's a tangle of posts, you've got to meet a couple of requirements. Number one is you've got to educate. You've got to educate your audience. I see a lot of agents posting, we just closed another deal. We just closed another deal. We just closed another deal. That's great. And it actually does count because it offers credibility for who you are, and that shows that, hey, other people are hiring me. So it's great. But it is 10 times more great if it's sandwiched in with some other posts that are offering to educate your audience, right? And then, of course, between those, that's when we put the cat pictures, the kid pictures, the lunch I'm having on the wharf pictures, because we don't want to be just all real estate, because we're talking about your personal page here. I am not a fan of Facebook business pages because that's not where your clients are going to come from. Do I think you need one or can use one? Absolutely. Pure real estate stuff, nail it out, great. But it's not your first priority. Your first priority is always going to be your personal page of whatever platform that you choose. So when I say educate, what do I mean? I mean educate people in your post, on your post, about things that people want to know if they're going to buy or sell a house. And sometimes agents will say, I just don't know what to post. It's your career. Think about the last time you met with a buyer or seller. What questions did they ask you? Maybe it was, well, what happens if I have to sell a house first? Oh my gosh, what a great topic. Write a blurb on that, right? Add a picture of a house. Educate your followers. The second way that you're going to use social media is to meet hyper-local people. Anyone that lives in your area is a prospect. Even if, well, maybe not if they're an agent in your area, but even if they may never buy or sell a house. Maybe they live in an apartment and they don't plan on buying a house. But like I said, maybe they have a family member or a best friend. So I don't rule anyone out. If they're hyper local and you get along, you like them, make friends with them. I see a lot of agents not wanting to send friend requests. They're like, ugh. But here's the thing. If your personal page, when people look at your profile, if you look friendly, and if you don't just go pure real estate, but the real estate things that you're posting, you have some educational material, really important, and you have fun stuff or your cats or your hobbies or whatever is true to you, because people like authentic, transparent human beings. We are done. I mean, we have robots and AI and all of this. People don't want that. They are so sick of being sold. So be yourself on your personal profile. Let people see the real you. Let them see your energy come through. And then you can send friend requests. It's okay. One of the ways that I say you should do that on social media or on Facebook in general is to join groups. What an idea, right? Every single town that I ever have heard of has some sort of local group. Maybe it's like I'm in Sacramento. Gosh, there's so many. Sacramento jazz lovers, Sacramento hikers, Sacramento garage sales, Sacramento this, Sacramento that, Sacramento giveaways, tons of stuff. You can join all of those groups. And one thing you can be assured of, 99% of the people in them are going to be hyperlocal. Now, I'm not suggesting you're going to go in those groups and be like, hey, anyone want to buy real estate? In fact, when you join groups, be sure to read the rules. Some groups are fine, very rare, but some groups are fine. Some groups are actually networking groups that are local, and they welcome you to post about your business. I caution you, even in those groups, to make sure that you're interjecting both business and personal. I don't care what kind of group it is. You don't want to just come across sales, 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 sales. That turns people off. You know it does you, right? I know it does me. So maybe one day you're talking about a garage sale that you saw or that you're having, maybe, right? Then that's double cha-ching because people are going to come to you. So that's great. Your goal is to meet as many hyperlocal people as possible. That's your number one goal when you're reaching out. So you're joining groups, you're making comments on other people's posts. A lot of agents, a lot of humans think they join a group and okay, they post once a week about something and then they check and see how many likes they have and then they go about their merry way. That is not how social media works. That is not correct. Your job is to help make other people feel better. Get that? Your job is to help other people feel better. And this is because social media is addictive, because people want the rush. They want the surge of dopamine in their brain that they're being acknowledged, that they're being paid attention to, that they're being validated. Now, in no way do I want you to misunderstand and think that I'm talking about anything sneaky or sales sneaky in any way whatsoever. I have studied consumer psychology a lot and I understand it. And I'm also a semi-expert in neuroscience. So when I say these things to you, I'm saying them from the space of people are on social media because they like to get the attention and acknowledgement of other people. There is no crime and nothing unethical about being the person that makes someone feel good. You know, I go out of my way to make people who follow me feel good and to comment on their things. They're people I'm never going to work with. I'm a real estate coach, but they may not be in real estate at all. They may not be hyper local because I also have a license. Just to be nice, because people need that. People want that. Why can't you be that person? Like, we know no one understands what someone else is going through. People could be suffering and struggling, and it could be your like or your positive comment that makes them make a different choice for that day, right? You know what I'm talking about. So being of service and giving is so, so important. But that aside, now we're talking consumer psychology. When you go into those groups, you're going to comment on other people's posts. You're going to like other people's posts. Once you've done that and you've started that back and forth with them, like let's say you go into a business page for a local diner and you love it, and you're reading some Facebook posts, and someone said, we went there the other day and we had the best steak. Like the comment, tag the person, because you're both in the group, tag the person and say, oh my gosh, I couldn't agree more, we just had steak there 2 weeks ago. Now that person has seen you comment, they probably will comment back, and when they do, it's no harm, no foul to send them a friend request. Now, I'm not going so far as to say, look them up and make sure they're local. Friends are friends. It's okay. Either way, unless you have 5,000, and then you have to be maybe a little bit more picky. That's a whole nother story. Right now, I'm just trying to help you understand how important it is to engage with other people before you send them friend requests. So we're looking at social media, and I'm using Facebook in 3 different ways. The first is for the people that you're already connected to. You're educating and being of service. Your education is being of service. You're giving them posts or videos or whatever that's of service. That's one. Number 2, you are joining hyperlocal groups, so you're getting to know other people. Number 3, you're sending friend requests. Those are the 3 things that I really, really encourage you to do on social media. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go down the YouTube and video rabbit hole, because that's like what I really, really love for agents to do. That'll be another video. I talk about video quite a bit, but it's super, super important. Just like you're watching me here, and you might be watching my YouTube channel, or you might be watching me on Facebook, where I upload a video, right? Video is really, really important. But that aside, think about those 3 things. How can you every day do one of those 3 things? I got it. One of those 3 things. So you're either making a post that's educational, and again, inspirational is great, personal is great. You have to intersperse those. You have to add those things too, to show you are human. You are not just a real estate agent on social media. You are a human on social media who happens to be in the real estate business. That's so important. And number 2, you're going to find other people and groups. You could start a group. I have instructions in my coaching program how to start your own Facebook group and what to do. You can start a group. Who cares if it's small at first? It's not the point. What you give out, you get back. And then you're sending friend requests. And then you're nurturing those friends by having posts that they're going to see and like. Do you get it? It's like rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So that is really, really the secret that's not really a secret. In another video, I'll talk about paid ads, but I'm a big fan of not using paid ads. I'm a big fan of organic lead generation. And that's what we're doing here, organic lead generation. So anyway, give a click below if you want to have a chit chat about coaching. I would love to talk to you and possibly work with you. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching.